really see my gray coming in. I think I'm gonna have to tell my hairdresser, you know, you can think up a whole new hairdo for me because my hair's gonna be so long, you'll have more options, except that I hardly have any hair, which leaves you not that many options, but see what good of an imagination she has. I don't think she has a lot of imagination. I like the way she cuts my hair, but I think she's given me the same haircut for 12 years. Because once you cut it really short, it's hard to change that. You got to really have a plan, a long, you know, a long-term plan to do something about that. But at one point, I had my hair kind of asymmetrical. Of course, I had more hair then. I've lost a bunch of hair. I had more hair then, but I had it asymmetrical, which I liked, which was kind of cute. By the time we're done here, she might have that option. Oh, it's been a long time since I've had a ponytail. I guess it's time for me to start knitting some headbands. Good morning. I'm Barbara. It's Friday, April 17th, I think. Thank you for joining me. Thank you everyone for reaching out, the messages and the comments. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys looking out for me. Peg and Susan both mentioned possible, oh, I thought I brought my vacuum cleaner bag. Dennis found a vacuum cleaner bag, and I told him, you know, people are talking about maybe that there's fiberglass in these vacuum cleaner bags, so, you know, you're in charge of figuring out if our bags have fiberglass. He said he couldn't find anywhere where they were saying there was fiberglass in vacuum cleaner bags. He did find several saying we've never used fiberglass. And so, touching my face. So, but he says the ones we have don't have fiberglass. The company says they've never used fiberglass. So, thank you for that heads up. So he checked for us. And I really want to thank you, Linda, for your concern about social distancing between me and the in-laws and us going, you know, because there are a lot of cases where they are reporting people tested positive for coronavirus and they were not symptomatic. But, I mean, and that's why you have to wait 14 days. That's why they have 14-day quarantines for everything. We would have been 11 days. We pushed it back to tomorrow, so it'll be 12 days. But that's what the quarantine is for, so the symptoms have time to reveal themselves. I don't know how many people are completely asymptomatic the whole way through their illness. I don't know. I don't have that information because I think it seems to me like the people who are asymptomatic are just the symptoms haven't revealed themselves for the most part. Although they are talking about people who are showing antibodies and haven't known that they had the disease. But anyway, so new plan, because I really took your comment to heart and I really appreciate it. We are going to go tomorrow. I could not call my mother-in-law and tell her we weren't coming. I think she would have cried on the phone, and I am not going to make my mother-in-law cry. But I said, we can't come until I've made masks for the 4 of us, and we're going to eat dinner across the room from each other because you can't wear your mask when you're eating dinner. And otherwise, we're going to wear masks. And I'm making masks and I'm bringing masks, and you got to tell Garland he's going to be wearing a mask. And he won't like it. I know that. But he really, really wants to play cards, so he will wear a mask. Although, I don't know, if it doesn't protect, you know, if his mask doesn't protect him very much, and I don't understand why it wouldn't. somewhat. I don't understand the whole concept of the mask protects someone else and not you. If your germs can't get, can only get out a limited percentage from your mask, then surely their germs can only get in a limited percentage. It's got to really make a big difference for everybody to wear a mask. Anyway, so I will be making masks today and tomorrow, and we will be wearing masks. And and we drink, we make caipirinhas for ourselves and for my mother-in-law when we're over there. Caipirinha is the Brazilian national drink. It's lime and cachaça, and, so we drink while we're playing cards. And I'm like, how are we going to do that with our masks on? So we're bringing straws. So we will have masks on. We will do it, but Dennis said, the reality is we can't not visit with my parents till the year 2021, because he is a very pessimistic guy, and he has been very prescient on what's, on this whole thing. And yeah, they can say that the country's open and, whatever, but we'll be wearing masks. I think it's probably going to change everything, and people will be wearing masks until they get a vaccine that they can give out to everybody. We're going to all be wearing masks. So I'm going to be making masks today. I don't know. I'm worried. I'm starting to sound like my Vlogmas, where every day I'd get up and say, oh, I'm going to do this. And the next day, oh, I didn't do any of that. I didn't mow. It flurried all day, off and on. And I'm just like, you know what? So I didn't mow. And I'm not mowing today because I'm making masks. I saw a really great video for how to make a mask without any sewing out of a t-shirt. It was really good. I thought that's great, because there are people out there who aren't sewers. Dennis and I were just talking about the whole masks thing. I think that the reason they were originally telling us, and when I say us, I mean everybody, the people in the United States and in Great Britain, that you don't need masks. Masks don't help. Masks are counterproductive because they make you think you're safe and people won't social distance, and all this baloney that they told us about, masks don't help, which has turned out to be completely, utterly false. Masks actually help more than social distancing. But I think that the reason they said that was because nobody could get masks. So, your government's saying you need to wear a mask, and you're like, okay, how? How do I wear a mask? I can't buy them. And, there are people who don't sew. I know most of you might be sewers, but there are people who don't sew. Anyway, so there's a no-sew mask made out of t-shirts, 5 minutes. She just does it, zip, zip, zip. Of course, she has a cutting board and a rotary. So it takes less time if you have a rotary, but still you're just cutting on a t-shirt. And it was a great mask. And so Dennis downloaded a pattern from the German government, printed a pattern on how to make a mask. So I have to read that and see what it says. But I think I'm going with the version of mask, close version of mask of this no-sew mask, even though I'm going to sew it. And she didn't put any wire, anything around the nose, but I have every kind of wire you can imagine. So I can put wire in to close it around the nose. So I think I'm going to do the mask similar to people have been doing that have pleats on the side. Dennis doesn't want elastic around his ears anyway, so I have this stuff. I went through my cupboard and got some stuff, but I have this stuff. It's a little thick. A little bit thick for a tie, but not terrible. And I have a whole thing of it. This was back from when I was making aprons a few Christmases ago. And I just grabbed a whole bunch of scraps. I don't even know if they're big enough. I haven't opened them up, but I have some nice fabric that'll make nice masks. These are nice, and we're gonna have to breathe through them. I never did anything with that. That's nice. I like it. And I have some fancy. And then, of course, Peppa Pig! I'm definitely having a Peppa Pig mask. I'm not making a Peppa Pig mask for my father-in-law. You know, it's going to be hard enough for him to wear a mask. I am not going to ask him to wear a mask, though. A Peppa Pig mask. So that's my plan for today, and see how it goes for today and tomorrow, because we're going to go over tomorrow night, which will be 12 days. We feel comfortable with that. We've worked so hard to not get sick. We feel like we really believe we're not sick. It's been will have been 12 days since we went to the store. You know, and we've only gone to the dog park, and we wear bandanas at the dog park. We wear bandanas to walk our dogs in the dog park just in case we breathe some jogger's breath, you know. But we are very social distancing. Unfortunately, the dogs even have to social distance, because I guess if they're in contact with people with coronavirus, they can be carriers, which is, even if they don't actually manifest the disease, they can be carriers. So they're not even allowed to play with other dogs, which is really sad. And Dennis said all these people are getting puppies while they're home, but those puppies won't be socialized with other dogs because they can't interact with other dogs. So that'll be too bad. Victoria from Victoria Knits, I saw she got a puppy. She's put that in a comment from someone. I thought, oh my God, well, at least it'll socialize with the ducks. She's got ducks. So hopefully that works. But so anyway, I very sincerely do not want to make my in-laws ill, but I also am not sure they can survive without human contact. My mother-in-law at least will talk on the phone, but my father-in-law won't talk on the phone. But he surely will not survive coronavirus. He'll be 103 in June. He was around for the last pandemic. He was born in 1917. So he was around for the last pandemic. Not very many people were here during the last pandemic. Crazy. But he might not survive this one if he doesn't get cards. We play spades. I quickly looked through some comments that I hadn't seen before I went to bed. And we play spades. My in-laws play a lot of different card games, and it's funny because they play different card games with different people, but with Dennis and me, we play spades. Dennis isn't a big fan of cards. His playing cards with us is a gift to his parents because he knows how much they love it and how important it is for them, but he does not enjoy playing cards at all. If he ever has the opportunity to bow out, he does. Like when his sister Vicky's visiting, and then it'll be four of us. He doesn't play. He sometimes sits with Vicky because she only plays once a year when she visits. Or my nose is itchy. I just want to mention I am not wiping my nose on my hand. My nose is itchy. I almost put that underneath on my video yesterday. I'm not wiping my nose, I promise. My nose is itchy. I don't know why doing this makes my nose itchy, but I'm like, oh, it looks like you're wiping your nose on your shirt. Oh, speaking of which, I'm wearing my arcade sweater again. I was going to wear my Karina sweater. This is the one that has the nice detail on the front and the back, and I am making the pretty gray, colorful gray yarn from Yoshi and Lucy into another one of these that will fit me better. This one is way too big. I've been thinking about that I should give this one to my mother-in-law, but she's so short, and this is a long sweater. I don't think it will suit her, but I think she would take it and she would love it. So I'll have to think about that. She is also doing the keto diet with us, and she's done really, really well. So she needs a whole new wardrobe, but she's a little bit bigger than me. So she's shrinking into some of the clothes that I'm shrinking out of. But pretty soon she's going to shrink out of the clothes I shrank out of too, and going to need a new wardrobe. We're going to, whenever the Goodwill opens up, we'll go and see what we can get for her. But I'm going to bag up my summer clothes for her to try on one of these days. I have lots of things to give her. But anyway, so this is my arcade sweater by Isabel Kreamer, of course. And, but I almost put on I just said it. My new Karina sweater that I made and then I lengthened. So it's a new FO because I lengthened the sleeves and the body of the sweater, but I haven't woven in the ends. And I was sitting in bed drinking my coffee that Dennis brought me this morning. I did not sleep again last night. Dennis brought me a coffee. And I have a ladder. It's about 5 feet tall. It's a aluminum ladder that I think I bought it from like the bathroom area. And, you know, so it's to hang towels on. You know, you just lean it against the wall in the bathroom and have, hang towels on it. If you have a wall in the bathroom, you can do that with. And I have my shawls hanging. And that's where I keep my shawls. And I was looking at it and realized how much I really love my exploration station. And I thought, oh, I'll wear my exploration station, which I haven't woven in my ends yet either, and which is ridiculous. So I decided not to wear that. I brought them both down. I'm going to weave in the ends of those. That's another plan I have today. We'll see if I do that. I'm not sure. Anyway, so that's what's going on here. We will be visiting the parents tomorrow and playing spades. And I'm sure we're not sick. And I'm sitting here looking at this. That's going to be a flower. Dennis is right. These are going to be flowers. They're going to bloom shortly. He's going to have to be the pollinator on his lime. These are the little tiny lime trees. These are going to be flowers for sure. They always distract me when I sit here. So that's the plan. I'll read up on face masks, but I think I'm going to end up doing like some version of the pleated face mask that goes under your chin and over your nose. And I have wire to tuck it down around your nose because everybody all four of us wear glasses when we play cards. And so, I talked to Megan last night. We knit together for a while. That was so fun. Megan, who lives in New Zealand, so it was 9 o'clock my time and 1 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow, or today. Today's Friday. She's watching this on Saturday. But she said, yeah, it's important to put some kind of wire or something in there because otherwise it fogs up your glasses, which makes perfect sense. So that will be my project for today and tomorrow, to make sure we end up with some masks that we can play cards in. I might even try to make a 5th mask that my sister-in-law can wear when she visits the parents, because she has visited a couple times during this lockdown. So, Dennis just came down and he reminded me, I made a finished object yesterday. This is, we have a container with Clorox bleach mixture, Clorox and water that we use to disinfect everything, and we had a kind of a thick biodegradable cloth that we were using that worked great, but it could only stay in that bleach for or bleach solution, which we've changed periodically, for about 3 weeks, and then it started to biodegrade, not surprisingly. So Dennis was using, we had decided, we have some nice dishcloths that his grandmother crocheted. His grandmother couldn't see well in her old age. I mean, I think she was 96 when she died. And that was, I guess, even maybe 10 years ago, or more. But so she crocheted at the end of her life, and she made dishcloths. And every time you went over there, she'd hand you a pile of dishcloths. Now we haven't really ever used them as dishcloths, so we kind of collected them. So we still have quite a few. I use them to dust, and I use them when I heat something in the microwave in a bowl, and then it's too hot. I use it like a little pot holder while I'm eating and that kind of stuff, because of course I eat in my chair. So anyway, Dennis was going to use these, and she used all kinds of different colors and stuff, and he picked a pastel-y one that didn't have too much color, and I said, you know, that's going to, at a minimum, it's going to bleach your, you know, grandma's thing. And actually, you know, it might put color in the Clorox and transfer that dye to whatever we're wiping. I mean, probably unlikely, but who knows? So I said, you know, I have sugar and cream, and so I felt like a pioneer woman. I have a need in my household, and I can solve that need. So yesterday, I have a finished object. So yesterday, this is what I knit. And it's going to work great. And it was, you know, it's a naturally color. I mean, obviously, it's probably dyed this color, but so I have an FL for yesterday, and so this is what we, you know, well, we wipe down the doorknobs and the handles and the car, you know, and that kind of stuff, and after we're out and about. So this is our new wiper, and I'll probably have to make another one because, you know, this will go in the wash and we'll need another one. So, but not today. Today I'm making masks. So anyway, that's the state of things here. And Dennis is now down, and Burrow's squeaking, and life is starting in our household. So I will say, have a good day. I hope all is well. I hope you're well. I hope you're managing. Anyway, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Stay safe and stay sane.